start with my birds, Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, I like that. I don't know if we have the license for that. I'm just kidding. But Eagles last year, of course, had a rough year.
The weirdest
year. That, at one point was 10-1,
which is crazy. Yeah, they were 10-1 at one point.
10-1. If you watch the games though, you did not feel like they were 10-1.
Exactly.
That's what AJ said earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I can't have their.
I mean, every game was frustrating from the first matchup against New England.
Yeah.
Like Mac Jones was tearing us up. Mac Jones shoots up in like all the fantasy, like his fantasy stock shoots up after that game, and it was frustrating.
It was weird because, like when I was doing power rankings every week, like I would watch it because I watch it with Joey. And I'm like, oh well, they're 10-1, they have to be number one, right? But then you watch them, you're like, they don't feel like a number one team.
Yeah, I remember I went to the 2017, 2018, 19,
17
when the Dodgers were in the World Series.
17.
What's the Dodgers World Series Game 7 at Dodger Stadium, right?
Damn.
And the Astros got up big. Of course, they were cheating.
Yeah.
But they got up big early.
Literally.
And that was the rest of the game. But I remember for that whole game thinking, Dodgers about to turn on the offense.
Yeah, yep.
They're about to turn it around. They're about to turn it around. That's exactly how it felt last year.
Yeah.
Eagles are about to turn it on. Jalen Hurts is about to figure it out. We still get A.J. Brown.
But
Devonta
that was the thing. It's like, hey, we're 10-1. We haven't even figured it out yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
imagine.
by the time the playoffs came, we're not going to figure it out.
Yeah.
This is not getting any better.
And then the testament to that is losing to the Bucks, which on paper is the far less talented team.
Yeah, they went 11-6 and then lost in the wild card round to the Buccaneers and just got destroyed. Got shredded by Baker Mayfield and just all the receivers kind of took turns.
That was a weird game because you knew like this should not be happening.
Rough.
Yeah.
A lot of change in Philly. DeAndre Swift moves on. He, of course, is the Bears' new running back. Jason Kelce retires. The leader of the team, the face of the team, whatever you want to call it. Jason Kelce retires. Hassan Reddick, the premier pass rusher, once for the Eagles, now playing for someone somewhere.
Maybe the Japan team. Maybe the Japan team. He's over there.
That's so crazy. They traded for him without agreeing to a new contract.
That's good on the Eagles.
Now he's just holding out. That's wild. Anyway, Hassan Reddick's gone. Big name, of course, that everyone's talking about. New Eagle, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
Coming over from the Giants. We saw the Giants just screw that up.
Every part of it.
In Hard Knocks. That was fun to watch,
No,
actually.
watching that on Hard Knocks, you could just tell that GM, Joe Shane, Shane, whatever.
Shane, yeah.
You could tell like he was just over this whole situation. He's like, I just want this done.
Yeah, because they went through the same thing last year.
And I get it to a point, but also like, if you have an asset like that and you just let him walk and you don't even try, like I'm sure they'll get a comp pick like a third, but
it felt like Saquon wanted to be treated like he was Saquon Barkley, and they were just not gonna do that.
Yeah, and then they did the whole thing like, well, there's value if you were cheaper. Yeah, but it's a different player. That's Saquon Barkley. Like, I understand the lesser player is cheaper, but it's still the lesser player.
Yeah. Either way, he comes over to the Eagles now. We got to talk about what that means.
My favorite part of that was John Mara, the owner, saying, if he goes to Philly, I'm going to lose sleep.
That old man has lost a lot of sleep in recent weeks. They also brought in Devin White, the linebacker from the Bucks, and Bryce Huff comes over basically for a trade from the Jets. Greg has this team going 10-7 and winning the NFC East. I don't see anything else, so I guess we're losing in the first round. But Eagles, you got a big question for them?
Yeah, my question is actually on defense. It's a new change, new regime. Vic Fangio.
Oh, yeah, baby.
New defensive coordinator. My question is, will he get this team? Because this defense is not what it used to be just 2 years ago. It's go from 4-3 to a 3-4. Obviously, they drafted D lineman. What Davis was year before last, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Jordan Davis. So I want to just my question is, can they make this defense into a unit? Because last year that defense was just known for Bradbury giving up plays and then not having any linebacker play, trying to get anything out of Shaq Leonard. Remember that? So my question is, can the defense help this offense? Because it cannot be all on Jalen Hurts to get this team back on track. It needs to be balanced.
Yeah, I read off a list of names that left and came to the team, but the biggest thing that happened to this team was the coaching staff. Another turnover at both coordinators. Vic Fangio comes in. Kellen Moore comes in. Hopefully Moore brings a more complicated offense, and hopefully we get some kind of defensive plan with Vic Fangio. We didn't have crap last year. But, yeah, I think the defense is a good place to start. I'll read off a couple of names here. Reed Blankenship, Keely Ringo, Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. Those are all listed as starters, and those are all guys drafted in the last 2, maybe 3 years, but probably 2 years. Really young on defense.
Yeah.
Changing scheme, going from the 4-3 that we've played forever. To a 3-4 and kind of putting all these guys in new positions, I think.
Yeah, and then
Defense is going to take a minute.
Yeah, then having Gardner Johnson back also helps you out because he fit well there, personality-wise, and on the field he played well. But yeah, it's hard when you transition so drastically from 4-3 to a 3-4. I know they have the starters for it, but it's the depth that would worry me. But they have the talent. There's a ton of first-round talent on this defense. That's what really excites me. And then offensively, they changed offense coordinator. Anything was better than last year. It was so bad last year, the play calling, just screens or weird RPOs.
Yeah, last year we just took a step back across the board offensively. Everyone did. Literally everyone in offense. Goddard disappeared. Running back room was a mess. And Jalen Hurts had a kind of a regression of a year. So I think he has a lot to prove this year in this offense. I'm not going to I'm obviously not putting too much into it, so don't laugh. But he did break the record for the most completions in an Eagle camp.
Wow. That doesn't mean anything.
There we go.
So turnaround's coming, guys.
There you go. You guys
That
also
was such a pool.
low key though.
Shout out Elliott Shore Parks.
You guys drafted well too. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean.
I mean, we'll see if we did, but yeah, so, on paper, I think I like the guys we got. I think much like the Lions, we attacked places that were really bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, James Bradbury is still on the team.
Yeah.
he switched over to safety.
Yeah.
Because he was so bad at cornerback last year.
Yeah.
And we just got all new corners. We just ripped it out and said, Quinyon Mitchell, come on over, and all our young guys are stepping up, and hopefully that's enough.
And then you guys got Isaiah Rodgers back from 1 year gambling suspension.
From the Colts,
So yeah, I think you guys defensively it's a totally new unit, so it's be nice to watch.
I think this team's gonna go as the offense goes. That just seems how they've worked with Jalen Hurts. Like I think I just think that's where the question is for when I think of the Eagles. I think Jalen Hurts and can he get clicking and rolling again with AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley. Like what does that do to this offense? Like is it run through Saquon now?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there was I think you sent me this tweet where like someone's expecting them to have Saquon had the same effect on the Eagles offense that CMC did when he went to the went to the Niners.
Terrell, do you think it's that kind of impact?
Yeah, I think he's a big impact. You know, Kellen Moore, I think, is my big question mark. I mean, Dallas did well under Kellen Moore, but I feel like they did better.
They did
under McCarthy, and the Chargers were very, very poor under Kellen Moore. So he's the question mark. I like Vic Fangio on the defense. He does well with young players. He did in Denver. He did with the Dolphins last year. So the defense, I think, is going to be solid. I think they need to lean heavily on Saquon. I like CMC, like the Niners did with CMC. They just need to go all in. A CMC Hurts tandem is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
And I even like, Hurts, there's the story of him, reaching out to Martindale from the Giants. Yeah, from the Giants. So, I mean, that's good. This is a guy who wants to learn. He's competitive. He was pissed off from last year. So, I like Hurts' mentality. So, the Kellen Moore, I think, is my question mark.
Yeah,
how is he going to implement them?
The real question is, are they going to do a tush push without Jason Kelce? Like the most effective play in football.
Yeah.
It was literally the highest percentage play in football was that one.
There's another Eagle fan in the house, of course. AJ, what's your biggest question mark? What do you think of the Eagles?
It's not really a question mark. I'm just excited that we've got somebody who knows how to call. Whether Kellen Moore's been effective or efficient, whatever, he knows how to call NFL offensive plays.
Yeah.
Like from watching the games last year, that dude had no idea. 3rd and 14, and we're doing a screen pass.
Here we go.
To Kenny
Gainwell. We saw that multiple times. Wow. I'm just excited. We've got a grown up in the room calling plays that suit the offensive weapons that we have on this team.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like Brian Johnson, he may have been a good X and O schemer during the week. He was a terrible play caller.
There's a difference.
That's a huge.
He was a deer in headlights most of the time.
Yeah, he know what to do, and like DeAndre Swift would go off, and he would just stop giving him carries, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that would be really frustrating if Saquon was your running back.
Remember how many games DeAndre Swift he'd have a great game previously. He wouldn't touch the ball in the first half. Well, we come out of the second half, he gets 6 carries in a row. He's killing. Like, where was this?
Well, because they love Kenneth Gainwell for some reason. They love Gainwell. God, they love.
I just think the guy didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
I think he tried to
Where
It
is
was
he?
in over his head.
Where is he now? He's on a staff somewhere.
He's coaching
right?
down the street, I think. Church league,
That's a tough spot.
church flag football.
Shout out to that guy.
But yeah, I think that's probably my biggest question. I want to see this offense, Kellen Moore, and we got to fix Jalen Hurts. Like we've seen the really bad of Jalen Hurts already, and we've seen him compete with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So we got to what are you, bro?
Yeah. It's an exciting team and probably everyone's pick here to finish first in this division, but we'll see.
Brian Johnson is the assistant head coach and offensive pass game coordinator for the Washington Commanders.
Okay, before we move off the Eagles, let's do a win-loss prediction. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like the only fair guy to do it here is Terrell.
Definitely not
Because
you.
You'll piss me off. Gabe's a Packer fan.
Why?
So week one, I'm not going to take him seriously. And me and Asia will have him breaking all sorts of records. So Terrell's going to be the guy to
All right.
predict win-loss. I'm going to repeat. Greg
I played for the Eagles in high school, so
shoot.
So it's got to be me. I'm just kidding.
But, Greg has them at 10-7. We'll see how Terrell does. AJ, go ahead.
All right. Opening game. Got that Friday night in Brazil. Angels already got his tickets against Green Bay.
I think they come out strong. Bring the heat like they did last season. That's a win.
Suck on that, Gabe. Suck on that.
0-1.
All right. Now, after 10 days off, they're going to have a Monday night game at home against the Atlanta Falcons.
A nice break.
Win. That's going to be a win. It's the start of the downfall for Kirk Cousins. Penix
Week
Penix
two?
will come in. Yeah. Penix will be in early.
How bad was week one?
Well, Penix will be in early. The Raiders will try to make a move for Kirk Cousins. So
Wow.
This
We
guy.
picked the right guy, AJ. We picked the right guy.
This
2-0.
was your mature pick.
2-0. Here we go.
All right.
Playing Madden over here.
Week 3 at New Orleans.
At New Orleans, that's another win.
It's a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's a beat down.
Love it. Week 4 at Tampa Bay.
At Tampa, I think Tampa.
Revenge game.
It's a revenge
A
game.
revenge game, but I like Tampa winning that one. In a
We're gonna lose the revenge game.
in a lower scoring game in that one. Lower scoring.
Okay. So we're 3-1 going into the bye week. Coming out of the bye week, home against Cleveland.
Ooh, it's a good
Ooh,
one.
home versus Cleveland.
Sean
That's
Watson
gonna-
plays quarterback for them. I'll just leave that there. Do what you will with that.
That one's gonna be a battle. I think that both defenses are gonna go at it on that one. But I like the running game being strong for the Eagles. 4-1 coming out of that
Go.
one.
All right.
go, baby.
Following that, at the New York Giants.
At Giants, destroyed Giants.
Joey, stop looking at him when he's doing his picks.
Wait, where is this?
New York. At
So Saquon's returned to New York.
Joey's an Eagle fan. He knows all the dates and all the storylines.
Saquon going back to the Giants. He is going to embarrass them. 4-1 for the
5-1.
Yeah,
5-1.
5-1, my guy.
All
Man,
right.
we got to get an interview with Joe Shane after that. Like, was it worth it, buddy, to let Saquon go? That's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. After that, at Cincinnati.
At Cincy, this one's going to be a loss. I think Cincy is going to be on fire this season. Joe Burrow coming back with a vengeance. This will be a 10-point win for the Bengals.
Oh.
I'm okay with that.
10 points. 5
All right. And then home against Jacksonville.
Ooh, that is going to be at home.
I'm going to lower your mic.
That is also a Sunday night game.
That's
Sunday
is that,
night.
Is that Dougie P's return to the league?
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
How do you know this?
He's the Eagle fan.
That'll be a good game. I'm taking Eagles 3-point Eagles walk-off field goal. 6-2.
Dude, he has them covering
My boy
spreads.
Jake Elliott.
6-2.
Joey's like, versus Carolina, Keely Ringo plays freshman year. Carolina.
The equipment manager actually started there. Now he's returning.
Okay, so you had that as a win?
Win. 6-2.
All right.
6-2.
After that, at Dallas.
At Dallas.
A long segment,
Is,
guys.
is CD playing yet? I don't know.
CD will be on the field. This will be the tough one. I think both teams win in their opposing teams' field.
Okay, I like that. I like
Sounds
that.
right.
So I like Philly taking that one 7-2, right?
This is in Philly? This
is at Dallas.
Oh, this is at Dallas. Yeah.
Okay.
First was Dallas.
Okay, following that, quick 4 days later, Thursday night, home against Washington.
I think this one's this is a drop-off game. I like Jaden Daniels coming in. This will be one of his big primetime RG3 type games. I like Jaden Daniels coming in there and putting on a show. On a
We
Thursday
weirdly
night.
struggle against.
I know. We remember that.
I don't know why.
That 8-0 start. We lost against Washington. I can't argue that.
Taylor Heineke.
All right. After that, at LA Rams, me and Joey should be at that game Sunday night.
Both of my babies.
This is gonna that's gonna be a fun game.
AJ and the Eagles.
AJ and the Both my baby girls.
Baby girls.
Terrell's getting interrupted every.
Sorry.
No, you guys have your moment. Have your moment. I'm taking the Rams in this game. Rams.
Son of a.
7
I'm paying $450 to go to this game, man.
It's gonna be a good game. It'll be a tight
So
game.
was that 7-4?
7-4.
7-4.
All right, after that, at Baltimore.
Bucket.
At
I was wondering
Baltimore.
when this is coming.
At Baltimore, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be two teams that I feel are going to mirror each other. I like Jackson and Henry, two quarterback running back duo. Same with Hurts. Battle here. Eagles take this one.
Ooh, all right.
Eagles take that game.
Following that, home against Carolina.
Beat down.
Yes, let's skip that.
Yeah, that's a beat down.
Then after
beat
that,
down.
home
9
against
and 4.
Pittsburgh.
What are we at? 9-4.
9-4.
Ooh, so you got the what is it? What's their rivalry called again?
I don't know. Just pick.
No, the Pennsylvania thing.
Something. The Keystone something.
It's the Pennsylvania
So
thing.
the Pennsylvania game.
I forgot what it's called too.
No, at this point, Justin Fields is the starting quarterback for the Steelers. Beat down. Steelers aren't going to win that game. We're going with the
Okay.
Eagles.
All right, so we're into,
Sorry, Justin.
So 10-4 now. Then we've got at Washington.
At Washington.
You already lost them once.
Yeah, that's a win.
Okay.
That's a win.
So 11-4.
Eagles pick up some momentum going into the playoffs.
And then we've got home against Dallas. You had us losing that because we won the first
Yeah.
matchup.
So 11-5.
And then finishing off the season, home against the Giants.
Home against the Giants. The Eagles, my pick, 12-win season.
Ooh.
Win against the Giants.
All right, 12-5.
Okay, 12-5. I think it's good enough to win the division.
Yeah, because that's a good record. But you could see it though. I know we were joking around a lot about it, but there's a lot of winnable games in there. I think the Commanders won. I know you guys watch a lot more. I think they could beat them. I know the Commanders.
It's just one of those weird
It
things.
happens every year.
Yeah.
Like the Broncos and like everyone in the AFC West, they struggle. Like it's the same thing.
We haven't beat the Chiefs one time in the last 9 years or 8 years.
Case in point.
So I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, we need to move on from the Eagles. We've had a lot of Eagle talk. It's a long time.